I'm not an angel, I'm a saint on this week's episode of the Animal Rescuers. Come here, baby, come here.
The Animal Rescuers has been adopted by Pet Planet. There is nothing more important to us than your pet's health.
Jackie, thank you so much for bringing these beautiful, beautiful beings to the park today. And please tell the audience the name of your rescue group.
We're the Arizona St. Bernard Rescue.
Oh, I love St. Bernards. They're just absolutely beautiful. Now, everybody thinks St. Bernard with the rolling keg under their chin. And what's in that keg?
Well, they usually put brandy in it. That's kind of they didn't really do it. The monks didn't really take it out there. Somebody came up with it as an advertising thing to put underneath there, but it is brandy usually.
And you mentioned the monks. Tell me the history behind that.
They used the St. Bernards to go out into the pass and rescue the stranded travelers. These are what you see on Bertha is the long coat. They could not use these. They used the short hairs, which you'll see in Tyson. He's a short hair, so he's the original rescue St. Bernard. And they would send a pair out. One would lay on the person, and while the other one went back to the monks and would bring the monks back to find the person, and they would keep them warm during that time. In Switzerland.
Switzerland, okay. So that was their origin?
Yes.
Was in Switzerland, and then when did they become brought into the United States, do you know?
I believe it was towards the 1800s.
Okay.
Not positive.
So they're considered a working breed?
They are. They also work down, the ones with the long hair work down off the mountains, and they would help pull the wagons around.
And that's in their DNA. So what happens then when somebody gets a St. Bernard and wants it as a pet? What are some of the guidelines that, come here, baby?
St. Bernards can be actually kind of a lazy dog. If you don't get them up and take them out, they're more a couch potato. They want to be in your lap, they're on your feet, wherever you are, they are. But they do good in obedience and confirmation. They do weight pulls. They can pull, I believe it's up to 3 or 4 times their weight. I know it's over 1,000 pounds that they can pull.
Wow, that's amazing. And how much does this one weigh, for example?
She weighs about 110.
Okay,
She's the
4
smaller.
pounds more than me.
She's a smaller one. She's only 18 months old.
She's a little baby, so she'll still grow. And
she's as tall as she's going to get, but
okay.
she's going to fill out.
Yeah.
They do their full growing through 3 years of age.
Wow. And what's the most they can weigh?
Average, the show dogs get up around 180. When you find the rescues are from backyard breeders or the puppy mill, so you'll see the smaller type dog.
And when they breed them like that from the backyard breeders or the puppy mills, sometimes there's a negative to that type of breeding. What would you look for?
Well, in these, sometimes they're not, the worst case would be they're not socialized. You know, they're just thrown into the backyard. So the parents weren't socialized in the temperament, but you can bring them out when we get them and we start socializing them, and they find out, hey, people are, out there are great, and they just become lovers.
And the coat, what's the care for the coat?
Now the coat, you can take, they do shed, they have the big twice a year shedding, but they do shed all the time, just a little bit, but you can take the rake once a week and just, rake it through them. If you're watching TV, just, sit there and brush them, and that helps.
A lot of people don't know that there's St. Bernard Rescue out there, so please tell us more about it.
That's true. We started the rescue in 1985. The confirmation group actually started seeing a need. They started seeing a few St. Bernards here and there that were being put into the county shelter. So they decided to start it as a group, and they would get maybe 6 a year, and now it's blossomed up to last year we had 54 come in. And we were having to turn some away. But they went on, then they they stopped showing and just went full-time into the rescue work. They fell in love with it. And so now we have about 20 members in the rescue.
Well, that's good to know. And I would think with such a large breed like this, your demands for the needs for the rescue would be so great. Can you tell me what they are?
We always need foster homes for these guys because we do get so many in. Of course, always the food, the towels, but mostly foster homes and volunteers are what we're looking for.
Welcome back to the Animal Rescuers, adopted by Pet Planet.
Towels, but that's because
the drooling.
They drool.
Yeah, that's where we have the towel here. You kind of carry it with you. You find some of them, she's not too bad. The drooling is mainly when they're nervous. They get nervous or they smell food. The longer the lips, the more drooling that you'll see. Tighter lips, the less that you have. But there's no such thing as a non-drooler.
Yeah.
That's just not true.
I'm sure. So now let's bring in some of the other St. Bernards.
This is one of our volunteers, John. He works with the dogs up at our overflow kennel.
I think you want to read it down.
Oh, hey.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, it's good. I like it.
And he's here with Tyson. He's the one I was talking about that's the short hair.
Tyson and short hair. How old is he?
Tyson is 2 years old now.
And he's up for adoption.
He is up for adoption. Here we have Jerry, another volunteer that helps us walk the dogs. And he's with Friday. Friday is 18 months old, I believe.
And he's considered a long hair.
He is.
And also up for adoption. Friday seems very well behaved.
Friday loves to play.
He does love to play. Look at him. He goes, somebody love me.
All three of these, John was saying when you get them out into the play yards, they would just romp all over the place.
I would love to. I wish we could let them loose because I bet that's just an incredible sight to see.
That's what they're wanting to do now.
Yeah, look. If you want to see more of these noble animals, Arizona's St. Bernard Rescue is having a picnic and play day for the Saints this Saturday, November 9th. Food, fun, and games galore, and a chance to rub elbows with the beautiful Saints.
Do you trust the food you feed? At Pet Planet, our commitment is to helping our customers navigate through the confusing world of pet food, reading ingredient panels, asking critical questions about manufacturing and ingredient quality. Our pets rely on us to make the very best decisions we can for their health, happiness, and longevity. Pet Planet is here as your partner in pet health because there's nothing more important to us than your pet's health.
You can be a part of the Animal Rescuers also, making a difference for the animals and bringing your business to center stage. Become a sponsor for the show. Adoption season is here, and now is the time to jump on board. And you can be an animal rescuer too. Make the call.
Welcome back to the Animal Rescuers, adopted by Pet Planet.
Here we are at the Franciscan Renewal Center in Scottsdale today. It's the Blessing of the Animals. I brought my own little Chiquita banana. I'm fostering her for my brother who's in Hawaii. And this is going to be an exciting day. All these beautiful, wonderful, loving beings are going to get blessed. So why don't you follow me around and let's take a look and see what's going on. So what's happening, Barry?
Well, we're at the Franciscan Renewal Center, and it's the Blessing of the Animals. But of course, for PAC 911, The blessing is wonderful, but the adoptions just warm our hearts. And so far, and it's early in the day, we've had, I don't know, maybe a dozen adoptions so far. The cars are coming in. Cory, take the cars coming in. Look at this. Streams of cars are coming in. They're coming. They're going to adopt. We are so excited. And there are so many beautiful animals here today. And you can walk around and see the faces. These are faces of love, and they just need homes. They need a lap. They need a bed. And come on out to all of our events. This one is happening now, so by the time you guys see it, it'll be over.
Barry, I wanted to ask you, you are the face of this community. You are Animal Rescue. Can you please tell everybody how you got started and how you go from the thought process to the action to this? This is amazing.
It evolved. You have an idea and you just do it. And you don't let anybody say you can't, because you can. Any idea can become a reality. And it's just a matter of sticking with it, believing in it, putting in the hours, toiling, staying up nights, making phone calls, begging, a lot of groveling, lots and lots of groveling. And we started small when PAC was a baby and had maybe 10 or 12 organizations. And as you walk around this event, you'll see there are 70 or 80 here today. And PAC partners actually are over 125 with a waiting list. And the reason we don't take more is that we have the emergency medical fund. And if we added more partners than we have money to pay out, it would dilute it for the others. So we wait and we keep the numbers reasonable so we can. And of course, the fund is donation based. So for us to take more partners, for us to keep the fund going, the donations need to come in, and that's where the begging comes in, and that's where we appeal to the public. We're doing a lot of the work you don't want to do, but you like that it's being done. So support our efforts so we can keep doing it and be effective. And the fund has paid out over $500,000 since 2004. That has saved countless animals. That has helped the groups immeasurably to continue their work, taking more and more animals on, fixing them, healing them, mending them, and finding loving homes. So it's a community effort, but we need the money and we need the community support.
I believe in miracles. I really, really do. And Barry, I believe you are going to get just everything that you have asked for and more, because we're not going to limit ourselves. When we limit ourselves, we limit the dream.
We never limit our dream. And I hope when this goes to film, you will put how to donate and the PAC website so people know how they can make their donations to PAC 911 for the medical funds. We actually now have 2 funds, but we're just helping in so many ways now. And we also need dog food and cat food. We now have the Chuck Wagon Pet Food Pantry, and we are helping needy people to keep their animals in the home rather than giving them up. And so instead of an animal going to the shelter where it likely will be euthanized, it can stay in the home because our pet food pantry will feed them.
Cory and I would like to be able to help with that Chuck Wagon donation drive. I think we're going to talk about something today to come up with ways for people to donate food and supplies for and throughout the holiday and the rest of the year.
I have an idea. We already put an idea into place, and this is a perfect place to tell people for the first time our beautiful store, Rescued Treasures Charity Boutique at 40th Street and Thunderbird, southwest corner, is going to be holding a food drive. So people can drop off their food at the Rescued Treasures store at any time. We're open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 5:30. We will take all of your donations. It can be pet food, dog, cat. We especially need cat, by the way. And we can take supplies as well. So anything that you would like to donate to this effort will then go to the Chuck Wagon Pet Food Pantry. And this is a nice location to drop it off.
And we will cover that, won't we, Cory? Yes, I got the thumbs up. Barry, I adore you so much, your efforts. I know that you will be blessed. And we also extend anything that you need from us from the show. We're here for you.
Well, I know that, and you guys are fabulous. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming out. Always.
The first Pet Planet store opened in 1996 after the devastating loss of our Cocker Spaniel to cancer. What we learned then about pet health was eye-opening. The food and the treats that we were giving him did not support his immune system and may have actually harmed him. Pet Planet was established to be a community resource, a store that offers only the healthiest products and the best knowledge on pet health issues. At Pet Planet, there is nothing more important to us than your pet's health.
You can be a part of the Animal Rescuers also, making a difference for the animals and bringing your business to center stage. Become a sponsor for the show. Adoption season is here, and now is the time to jump on board. And you can be an animal rescuer too. Make the call.
Welcome back to the Animal Rescuers, adopted by Pet Planet.
Hey everyone, this is Yoni with Balancing Paws. In this week's training segment, we're going to talk about feeding and the importance of keeping it under control and not getting it too overexcited, which helps with food aggression. And if you ever have kids walking around the dog bowl, or if you ever have dogs eating together, this is really good. As you can see, we have Olive here again, who's really excited. The food is out here, so she's starting to chase shadows and kind of just really amping her up. So what I'm going to do is show you how we can kind of get her attention. And I know in my training, especially in my private sessions, a lot of my clients ask me, so when do I get to give my dog affection, because we make him work so much? So this is the time where I like to give affection. This is the time where it's most important, because it's almost like a ritual. So with dogs, when they eat, they want to do it with their group members and with their pack members, and who better to do it with you. So what I like to do before I feed them is obviously take them on a little bit of a walk, kind of get them drained. We worked a little bit with Olive this morning, and I bring the food out and I kind of put my smell in there, so she's kind of getting, she's starting to get interested just with the noise. So what I do is I put my fingers in there just to kind of get my scent in the food. I can do all types of stuff, so you can see she's kind of starting to try to give me her paw and all that, and all that's fine. So we don't want to necessarily encourage the tricks that she's doing, obviously, because we have taught her a couple tricks, but we want to just kind of wait until she kind of dies down a little bit, and we're going to slowly put the food down. If she starts to go at it, we're going to pick it back up and kind of wait until she backs off a little bit, and then we're going to keep on putting it down until she kind of decides to keep back, and then we're going to let her at it. So right now she's obviously not focused on the food, so we're going to go ahead and put it down a little bit, and if she tries to go for it, we're just going to go ahead and push her back a teeny bit. So if she tries to go for it before it's even on the floor, we can go ahead and just give her a little bit of a nudge and encouragement to back off, because we don't want her to be invading our space, and we don't want her to obviously knock over the food bowl. And it's okay if you dance with her. It happens sometimes, but it's really important that you don't choose to turn it into a game. You want to make sure that you're still in the state of mind that we're gonna give you the love, but we want to make sure that you're not being pushy for your food, because like I said, that is when if you do have multiple dogs, it can cause problems. Stay back. There you go, she's starting to try different things, which is good. Laying down, that's awesome. I don't have to tell her to do that. Wait. And if you want to add words here, every time she comes up, you can very calmly say wait or no, and just as gently as possible push her back. You don't want to make it really exciting and start yelling at her and, like I said, turning this into a game. But once she starts, so again, she's not focusing on the food, so we can go ahead and bring her back over here. There we go. Get back focused. Okay, go ahead. All right, good job. So when we gave her the food, it's because she was focusing on something else, but she wasn't constantly trying to push me and take it out of my hands. And this is when you can pet her when she's eating, kind of let her know that, hey, she's being a really good girl. All right, thank you for tuning in this week, and we'll see you next time on The Animal Rescuers.
Welcome back to At the Vet. I'm Dr. Krista Gibson from Animal Medical Services. We spend a lot of time talking about dogs and pet health for dogs, but today we're going to talk about our poor neglected feline friends. There are 80 million cats being kept as pets in the United States, but a recent study showed that they are 30% less likely to visit the veterinarian. Why is that? Well, part of it is nerves. Lots of people will come in and tell us that it's too stressful for their cat to go in the car, or that they make so much noise and that it's upsetting for them. And that's understandable. We don't want to have a bad experience at the veterinarian. But think about this. You could be overlooking significant disease by neglecting your pet's care. In the wild, cats are small to medium-sized predators. So as being kind of lower on the food chain, they're very, very good at hiding illness and disease and discomfort because they don't want to become food. What tends to happen is that people don't notice very subtle signs and changes in behavior, eating habits, bathroom habits of their cats. They're so good at hiding their illness that by the time they get to the veterinarian, we're so far behind the 8 ball, we're treating very difficult problems. Vaccinations is another thing that cat owners tend to be afraid of. First of all, cats don't like to get shots, and nobody likes to see their pets suffer. We understand that. We're very good at making your pet feel comfortable, making them so that it's not too stressful, and doing the best we can to protect them with a minimal amount of anxiety and tension. In addition, parasites is a huge problem in cats, particularly the ones that go outside. They're exposed to tapeworms, intestinal parasites, fleas. Yes, even in Arizona, our outdoor cats can get fleas. In fact, a study showed that intestinal parasites and ectoparasites over the last 5 years have increased over 12% in our cats. We want to stress the importance of the annual exam for your cat. It's not just coming in for shots, although those are important. We want to be sure we get a good physical exam. We want to check their ears, check their abdomen, make sure they're feeling okay, they're not losing weight. Weight loss is one of the most common signs of those diseases I mentioned before, but it's very subtle, and a small change in weight could indicate significant disease. So see your veterinarian once a year with your cat, even if it seems like it's feeling healthy. Thanks again for joining us at the vet. I'm Dr. Krista Gibson from Animal Medical Services, and we'll see you next time. Do you trust the food you feed? At Pet Planet, our commitment is to helping our customers navigate through the confusing world of pet food, reading ingredient panels, asking critical questions about manufacturing and ingredient quality. Our pets rely on us to make the very best decisions we can for their health, happiness, and longevity. Pet Planet is here as your partner in pet health because there's nothing more important to us than your pet's health.
You can be a part of the animal rescuers also, making a difference for the animals and bringing your business to center stage. Become a sponsor for the show. Adoption season is here, and now is the time to jump on board. And you can be an animal rescuer too. Make the call.
Hi, I'm Jen, and this is your Pet Planet Pet Tip of the Week. For the next few weeks, we're going to be talking about nutrition. As loving pet guardians, it can be overwhelming when you walk into a pet store or a grocery store and you see all those different brands available to your pet. Which one do you consider? Which one is healthiest? We're going to help you with that today. The most important thing to consider when selecting a pet food is the quality of your protein source. Dogs and cats, they're true carnivores, and they need a high quality, highly digestible protein source. Things to look for: make sure you're finding human grade fresh meats or a combination of dehydrated concentrated meals. Things such as chicken or chicken meal, lamb or lamb meal, salmon or salmon meal. Those are all excellent quality ingredients. They're highly digestible and they're human grade, no different than the meat that you and I eat on our table. Another really healthy ingredient to consider is an organ meat. Those are highly digestible and full of nutritional value for your pet. Look for things such as liver, kidney, lung, and tripe. Things to avoid: avoid pet foods that contain byproducts, are full of soybean meal. Dogs and cats, they actually can't digest soybean, and so it can ferment in their intestines and cause intestinal gas. Look for healthy carbohydrate sources such as fruits and vegetables, or healthy whole grains such as barley, oatmeal, and rye. Stay away from carbohydrate sources like cellulose or oat hulls or wheat middlings. Make sure that you have a high-quality fat source. This is the basis of your pet's healthy skin and coat. Things such as chicken fat, salmon or fish oil, flaxseed, those are all excellent fat sources to consider. Preservatives are a very important component to selecting a healthy pet food. Look for pet foods that are naturally preserved with things such as vitamin E or vitamin C. Stay away from chemical preservatives such as BHA, BHT, or ethoxyquin. All of those chemical preservatives are highly toxic to your pet, and they're linked to long-term incidences of cancer, kidney disease, allergies, and other immunodeficiency diseases. Avoid ingredients such as propylene glycol. This is actually a derivative of antifreeze, and exposure can be toxic and linked to cancer. And finally, stay away from pet foods that are full of food coloring and dye. You'll see on the ingredient panel things that'll read yellow 5, red 40, blue 2. These are all chemical dyes that just are not necessary or healthy for your pet. As a loving pet guardian, make sure you're paying attention to the quality of pet food you're giving to your dog or cat. This is the foundation for their health and well-being. It's going to build their immune system, keep them strong and defending against any disease that might come their way, and it's going to help them live a longer and healthier life with you. After all, we want our animal companions around with us for as long as we can have them. Stay tuned each week for another Pet Planet pet tip. Coming right up, more of the Animal Rescuers.
It started out like a totally normal day.
I love you.
I mean, I guess I was a little sweaty and I was definitely sore. I thought I had gas. Turns out I was having a heart attack. Heart disease is the #1 killer of American women. So now I take care of my heart and I tell the women in my life to do the same.
Sounds great, by the way.
That's nice, sweetie, but that's not my heart. That is. Find out more from the American Heart Association at goredforwomen.org.
Welcome back to the Animal Rescuers, adopted by Pet Planet.
This is what you call chasing tail bugs. This is Kimberly reminding you, adopt, donate, volunteer, spay and neuter. Please share our show on Facebook, and you can be an animal rescuer too. We'll see you next time. Is it Bertha? I'm wrangling.
Look at all these outtakes you're going to get today.
Yes, I know I'm a saint. Whoa! I have to be doing this kind of opening.
Veterinarians have made a huge effort over the last few years to make their clinics